Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel SQL Standard Query Language. This is lecture series 3 dealing with relational and object oriented database. Come, let's go into the video. So in the last lecture series we have ended up our lecture with types of databases that is available. So these are the databases that has been available, and in this series you are going to see relational database and object oriented database. What is relational database? So relational databases is where the contents are arranged as a collection of tables. Tables is nothing but a row and a column. So a row and a column. Here, accessing all the structured data which is arranged in row and column, they are more flexible and also they become efficient because you can access the data numbering the row and numbering the column easily. So here are some examples like MySQL, Oracle, Microsoft SQL Server. So these are all some of the examples, that is the servers that uses relational database for its SQL querying. So some important roll numbers, name, city, phone, age is arranged in a row and column wise, which represent each and every data, and the data, that is the age that represents each data, each age of each member, you call it as tuple, and this age you call it as domain. Age, phone number, city, name, roll number, these are all called as domains. So complete database you call it as relational database. Here it is relational student database. So here it represents the data and also the relationship between the data that is available in the table. So here each of the table you call it as a relation that is having between a row and a column constitute to have a table. So here every column will have its own unique name. Every row will have its own domain name. Yes, so now for example, you're considering the relational databases. It is used for a very large data to be carried out. It is used in application where it handles millions and billions of data. So here the relational database is termed to be more mature one of all the databases that is available. So here the database is leading to a production line along with the management system. So here in this database, see, every piece of information that is being provided will have relationship with the other piece of information. Say for example, roll number, student name, marks awarded. This marks awarded is related with the other marks awarded in the other table. The same is related with the other marks awarded in the another table. So here every data value in this databases will have a unique identity. Right. So here all the data that is being tabulated, now every row of data in this database will be linked with the another row. So now see, you can see marks awarded, that row is linked with the another row with a key. That key is nothing but you call it as primary key. Similarly, all these tables will be linked to each other and that will have one key that you will call it as foreign key. So now due to this, the tables are having organized data with use of primary and foreign key, that is relating table, rows and columns. You have organized data. So it is making you much interesting, and it is also making the language to interact with the databases, and it is making easy to query, to retrieve, insert, update the data. So this is the example of a relational database, that is providing a relation between row, column or the table itself. If you're providing the relation between the row, then it is using primary key. If table are related, then it is using foreign key. Now let's see about the important terms available in a relational database. So attribute. What is attribute? These are nothing but which is going to define an entity. Entity is defining an organization. See how we define ourselves. the attribute of ourselves. We define ourselves, who we are, right? So likewise, a property that is defining an entity, say name, address, or USN number, roll number, that is nothing but attribute. Relational schema. So here it is going to define the structure of the relation. Relational schema is nothing but defining the structure of the relation. And also it represents the name of the relation. That is, say for example, if you are using student database, roll number, name, phone number, age, all those are nothing but relational schema for a student. Say I have a particular name X, then X is holding this amount of investment in this amount of platform, and the earning source is because of her or his job. So now X, I will be the main person who is holding the relational schema, telling who is the investment, how is the investment, what is the work, right? Tuple. Tuple is nothing but every row in relation is known as tuple. So you saw a row with another row, they were linked with primary key. So when there is a relation between the row, then it is nothing but tuple. Relational instance. Relational instance is nothing but, here you have told that it is tuple. The set of tuples in relation. How many sets of rows are in relation? Then sets of tuples are nothing but your relational instance. Degree. Degree is nothing but the number of attributes in relation. Not only student database, student, teacher, then a principal of the college, or the director of the college, or the CEO of the college. The number of attributes in relation is nothing but the degree. Cardinality. Cardinality is nothing but the number of tuple in relationship. Now, number of tuple forms a relational instance. Now, how many tuples form a relation is said to be cardinality. You will count roll number, name, phone number, USN number. So how many are related? That much cardinality will be the number that is relating. Column. Column is nothing but it is going to represent the set of values for the attribute. Say you have student roll number. The numbers that is provided under the roll number forms the column. Null values. So null values is nothing but which is not known or it is completely unavailable is called as null value. Relational key. Relational key is nothing but they are used to identify the rows uniquely, and also they help in identifying the tables in which the rows is available. This is nothing but relational key. So relational key is nothing but the primary key, foreign key, composite key. There are n number of keys available. That is nothing but the relational key. Now, what is a table in relational model? Yes. So in a particular relational model is nothing but a model where the relational database is working. So what is a table in relational model is nothing but table will be the structured way of storing the data. So you will have rows and columns constituting the table where the data are stored in a structured way. Rows will be nothing but the attribute that you are defining, student. Column represent attribute, that is the name, subdivision of the attributes, name, age, phone number, email ID, all those. What is relational model in DBMS? What is relational model then? When you are using DBMS, data management system, database management system, so it is a way of organizing the data into the table. How? What would be the relation between each table? And each rows and each column, how it has been organized. What are all the different keys that has been used to maintain the relationship? Primary and foreign keys are some of the major keys that has been used to maintain the relationship. Moving on to the next database, object-oriented database. Now you can see this type of database will be using object-based data model. Yes, how a relational model is used, same way object-based data model. Now, this traditional database application will have data processing task. Say suppose in a banking or payroll management, there are some simple data types which will be compatible with the relational data model. As the database system is applied in wide range of applications, geographic informations or computer data design, then limitations will be imposed on the relational model so that it can constrain. So now you can see course. Under course you have topic, what person who is going to teach, who is going to listen, what will be the time that will be handled. So there are n number of objects constituting to a particular main object. So how the entity will be related to the relation. So these all will be in relational database model. This will be object oriented database. Now here is the example. So here you can see person, student, professor, address. Under each of the attributes you have subdivisions available. So these objects will have attributes, that is data, and functions. The function you can see type, live at, of type. Yes. So making them referred, and also it can be, data can be manipulated. Say for example, person is an object. Okay. So for instance, person, the object in the database will include attributes like name, phone number, email address. And there are some methods associated with it, that is nothing but get latest address. So now type get latest address, then you will go to latest address and fetch the address. So this approach, what it does is it will reduce the workload of the database by allowing the objects to be reused and linked. So now what happens, data access will be there, manipulation of data will be there, and each of the object will behave like a database model, and there will be a complete efficient informations or operations that will be provided. Yes, moving on to the next slide. Database data models, object based data model. So now here you can see the basic structure of a database is done by a data model. It defines the collection of tools, how the data, what is the data, what is the relationship between the data, all those will be completely defined. Now, when you are using object oriented programming, object OOPS, what you call it as OOPS, it has become the dominant software development method. This will lead to an object-oriented data model, like how to encapsulate, how to decapsulate, how to create inheritance. Yes, all those. So here, inheritance, encapsulation, object recognition, these are some of the methods that will be providing an interface to the object, connection between each object. They will be the key concept of object-oriented programming. So in how relational model, there is a primary key, foreign key. Here inheritance, object recognition, encapsulation, decapsulation, these are the primary key concept which is connecting the object each other. Now this object-oriented data model will also support higher type where millions and billions of data systems can be stored. But one thing is, it should be completely structured in a structured format. It cannot use unstructured way. And major database vendor will support object relational models, object and relational database. So object, student, data, course. Now it is having a relation between course and student. Then it is having ID and name which is relating to each and every table. Yes, so it will be extending the traditional relational database with variety of features which has been completely structured. That you call it as object orientation. That is relational advancement of relational model with inheritance, object recognition, encapsulation, and with the structured data which can deal rich systems, that is millions and billions of data can be stored for wider application. There you use object based data models, that is nothing but object orientation, object databases. Yes, hope you have understood these two databases clearly. Please be stay tuned for more information for the further databases to be known. Thank you.